Hey, ladies, how are you today? It's your girl Cherie here, Black Women Making Money. Your girl has been busy with her lending business. Uh, yeah, plus it snowed. So, I want to, first of all, send my prayers out to everybody who is without power. One of my co-workers in Mississippi is without power, and she sent us the pictures. And Mississippi is not used to the snow and all of that. So all of my people who are not used to the snow and the ice, and they're just trying to make it through, definitely prayers going out to all of you. We got about a foot of snow. My One of my coworkers is in Massachusetts, and he said it's still snowing up there. So everybody's going through it right now with half the country is going through it right now with the weather. So we definitely want to send our thoughts and prayers out to everybody with regards to the snow. So we've got a great guest today from California. Notary World is here to talk to us about how do we make money with being a notary. And many of you know who follow me that I became a notary last year. I said I was not going to let 2025 pass without me becoming a notary. I went to the class, I did that. I still haven't gotten my stamp yet and all of that because I've been so busy building my lending business. But trust me, by June, if not sooner, your girl's going to have her stamp and all of that and signed up and ready to go, making money virtually because that's how I have to do it. So today's conversation is about that. I'm going to put the 60-second clock on, give people a chance to come in. Like the video, ladies, share the stream, and let's get this party started. Welcome to Black Women Making Money. We are the home of the upwardly mobile Black woman. For exclusive content and invitations to our Inner Circle Zoom meetings, which happen on a monthly basis, you can sign up for free for our email newsletter at bwmakingmoney.com. That's bwmakingmoney.com. Hey, ladies. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to tonight's session, all about making money as a notary. My girl is back in the building. She comes about 2 to 3 times a year to just give us all the knowledge and information with regards to making a good living, either as a side income or as a full-time income as a notary. So it is Notary World in the building. Hey, Notary World. Hello.
Yes, hi. Can you guys hear me?
There we go. Yep. Now we can hear you. How you doing?
Can you hear me?
You're going out again. How you doing? Otto, we seem to be
Let me see if I can just get on my phone.
okay. All right.
How about
While
that?
Notary World is getting on her
Can you hear me?
phone to join us. Hello? While
Yes,
Notary
I'm
World
here.
is get
1 second. Let me see if I can do it on the phone.
okay. While she's doing that, I will just give you all a life update for me. I have been very actively building with regard to our company. This year is our year of lead generation. So uh, I've been focused a lot on that within our company. Uh, and I'm going to start doing a lot more business content on Black women making money as well. We're going to talk a lot more about how do you turn your income into ownership. I heard that today. So, like, we're really going to be putting in the work with regards to that. Some of you have been seeing that I've been practically every day putting up a short. That is because your girl, like I said, when I say I've been investing time, money into building my social media from my lending business and any tool that I have for that. I'm bringing over here as well. So I found a great tool that I'm able to do the screen capture, give you ladies a little nugget, and then it auto edits the information, and it does such a great job. So if any of you want to know what that tool is, it is called Veed, Veed, v.io, and I should get money for promoting them, but I'm not. But if you all are looking for an opportunity with regards to now use the mobile only. I got the for V, use the mobile only because I got the desktop version and I'm not as impressed with it as I am with the mobile version. But um, yeah, and I'm not like some super technologically savvy person, but the Veed captions mobile thing, chef's kiss. Love it. So, um, I've also been, and I had talked to you ladies about this when you were looking at your business. And we're going to talk tonight about business as well with Notary World. When you're looking at your business, like um, the things that we do within my full time job is we look at something called a 113. So 113 means like what one major goal do you have for the year? What one key performance indicator or KPI are you going to track to make sure you hit that goal? And then what are the three things that you're going to do in order to hit your goal and be successful? And I've been like really, really focused on following mine. So, Notary World, are you here? We can't hear you if you're talking. I'm sorry, everybody. Notary World is having some technical difficulty this evening. Um,
Yeah. Can you hear me?
yes, I can hear you.
Oh, okay, perfect. And it's not lagging, is it?
No, now it isn't. Good.
All right,
So I don't know
perfect.
if you're going to try to come on the screen or not now, but I suggested to Notary World that maybe she just do voice, so that way we can make sure that she's not lagging. So I'm going to actually do this here so that way people can see me on the screen more. How are you doing, Notary World? What's going on, girl?
Oh, thank you so much for inviting me to your
Mhm.
show, Sheree. I love it, and it's just an honor to be here once again to just spread the notary message to your to the people that watch you.
Thank you. Thank you. So, you were my big inspiration for getting my notary. I still haven't gotten my stamp or anything like that, but I got the official, like, yes, you're in the notary database. I need to get my electronic, my ERON, set up. And then I need to set up actually, um, getting, like where I can sign up someplace and do things electronically. Like I say, oh, I want to work on Saturday from 9 to 4 and make some side money from it. So
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, yeah. That's so great that some states already are doing the remote online notarization.
Mhm.
California, we can't start it until 2030.
I heard. So we're all going to be
Yeah.
ahead of you. Which is
Right. You're right. Exactly. So, Ron is where it's at. We are in a digital age, so it all makes sense. So I
yes,
wish that, how California is, it's like the strong regulations with like everything, but they
yes.
already got it on the books. It's like, go ahead and do it now. Like, why we got to wait till 2030,
Might as
you know?
well, might as well. So,
Yeah.
well, let's get started with first of all, Black Widow Row. Hello, Black Widow Row. Saying, I wanted to tell you I'm enrolling in Oregon State University for the electrical engineering
Mm,
degree, and I've been networking like crazy. It has helped me greatly. Thanks for all your content. You are welcome. Things like this, like, oh, that makes my day. Makes my day.
yes.
I also have been looking for jobs in AI for consulting, etc., so I can get that federal money. I know I am security skills, and I'm pivoting into cybersecurity. So you're doing cybersecurity with electrical engineering? That's interesting.
Might as well.
No idea. Look, I have no idea, but it sounds like money. So I love it. I love it. So
Yes.
thank you. It's because of your content I can carve out my future. I'm so grateful. Well, you are more than welcome. I personally wish I could come on more often and like do live streams like Erica 3 or 4 times a week and all of that stuff. I've been so busy building and getting things together that I feel sometimes like I let you ladies down, but it's honestly the best I can do to just come and do my shorts most mornings. And,
Oh, yeah.
I try to get here on Mondays, but sometimes, honestly, ladies, like, I never, like, I get up on Monday morning thinking, okay, these are the things that I have to do today. And unfortunately, my job and my business is such that I could literally have 4 people all of a sudden send in their loan apps, and 2 of them are under contract. Well, so it's hard sometimes for me to always get here as much as I want. So I have been thinking about changing Money Monday to Sundays, honestly, just so
Oh,
I can be a
yeah.
little bit more regular with the content, with regards to coming on live with you ladies once a week. So if you all would actually come on Sundays, because I feel like Mondays, especially if it's a really good, juicy topic, a lot of people show up. But if you all come on Sundays, I might just switch this to Sundays because I have more control over my schedule on Sundays. So
Yeah, Sunday is more of a relaxed day too. That's the day that we rest anyway. So why not
mhm.
just do that, and then we can just turn on YouTube and Sheree's here. So
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
So if I do it, I'll switch it to Sundays because there's so much I want to talk about. I want to talk about that. Um, if you want a job, lie during the interview. I want to do a reaction to that lady's video. There are a couple of other things that I want to do reactions to. So, or discuss, so yeah, I've been collecting a lot of stuff. So I probably just need to shift it officially so that way I can kind of come um, and be able to just be a light to any and every upwardly mobile Black woman who is looking for a little bit of guidance. So yeah.
yeah. Considering the fact that like they saying that the Black women's unemployment rate is like what 8.5% now,
I
and
heard it's high. Yes.
yeah, I don't know how true that is because every Black woman I know has a job. I don't know.
So every Black woman I know has a job except for one who
Okay.
was laid off from the federal government, but she said her division was laid off. But I was like, but weren't you saying you're going to retire this summer anyway? And she was like,
Okay.
yes, but, blah, blah, blah. So, so I was kind of like, yeah, but you said you're retiring this summer anyway. Like she's done a gazillion, and this is a woman who doesn't need money. Like
Of
she
course.
saved her money, she's invested wisely. So, so and I feel sorry for anybody who loses their job unexpectedly, but I'm kind of like, yeah, but you are not like on the brink of losing your home. She's married,
Right.
her husband makes good money. They've saved money, they've got great investments. So I was kind of like, and she said she was leaving the government this summer anyway. So I was kind of like,
Yeah. Hmm.
okay, you kick you out 12 months earlier than you had planned. Yeah, it'll be okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
all right. So let's talk about then being a notary. So this conversation has always fascinated me because as UMBWs, my whole thing is how do we maximize our income? So sometimes we maximize our income because we are looking to get more skills in our full time jobs, right? And then we network during our 5 to 9. It's like, hey, what are we doing during our 5 to 9, right? Are you networking or are you building a business? Do you want to get married one day and have kids and you want to be a stay-at-home mom? So you want some flexibility and you're looking for something like that. Are you doing this 5 to 9 in order to pay off debt that you have or save so that you can invest in something specific, things like that. So I see being a notary uh, with regards to the audience that we have is like a means to an end for something else, right? That they want to do. What do you think, notary world?
Yes, I think it's a great, like a side hustle. And I think it's also a great business because you could, turn it into a business by becoming like a signing service. Um, like me being a notary, I am signed up with some signing companies.
Hmm.
And since I have a Google business page, that has like, reviews, I have like maybe like 25 reviews on there. Companies that are like out of state would contact me to go do notarizations, just based on my Google business page and my Yelp page.
Fantastic.
So they'll send me out to do notarizations, whether it's a loan signing, just general notary work, estate planning documents like wills and trusts, things like that. So you have to remain visible, and the money adds up. It really does. And also, you can also create other niches that are in the notary realm. You don't
Hmm.
necessarily have to be a notary to do these things, but it's just good to be a notary. Like, for an example, if you guys ever heard of apostilles, like apostilles, where in some cases, you notarize documents that go to foreign countries.
Hmm.
So a lot of people need like a power attorney that are like in, like a country like Thailand or like Mexico somewhere. And those documents got to get authenticated through the Secretary of State. So you go to your local Secretary of State, get those documents authenticated. I'm sorry, I can't even talk. And they put a seal on it and you just send it off to that country, and you can charge people, X amount of dollars for that.
Yeah, you can
So
charge good money, is what I've heard for the apostille.
yeah, pastilles, yes, you can make good money in that.
Hmm.
And it adds up a lot. So, you just really have to be a good marketer, like really market yourself
Yeah,
in that field. So
yeah.
it's a lot of room in that world. It really
Mhm.
is. You just have to be creative a lot of the times also. And then you also notice that there's a lot of notaries in your area, and a lot of people are just not available. So it's always good to answer your phone, so you can get, that business, because a lot of people just work for full-time jobs, and,
Mhm.
they can't notarize a document at 8 o'clock in the morning, 9 o'clock in the morning, but you can do that if you are just going to take the business a lot serious.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people don't take it serious. They just get their stamp, and they pretty much just utilize it for their family and friends.
Yeah, like me. I'm like, "Oh goodness, I'm in the database, I guess, in the state of Maryland, but
Yeah.
don't call me for a notarization because I can't help you."
And you in a great area because that's the government, and especially like with a lot of things, like that's a gold mine to be
I
a notary, to be a loan signing agent, to even do things like do background checks, do stuff like ink card fingerprinting with
Mhm.
those FD 258 cards. Like, girl, where you are located is it's a gold mine. Trust me.
So if I didn't make more money doing loans and like really
Hmm.
wanting to be focused on that, then yeah, I would definitely take my notary business a lot more seriously.
Yeah.
But so the reason why I got interested in notaries as well, and I tell this story often, every time you come on, I tell this story that so within my business, one of the things we do is private lending. And I have to, whenever we do private loans, I have to get some documents notarized so that way they can go to the courthouse for the real estate, you know, promissory notes and things like that. Well, one day I'm on with this young black man who was very friendly. So I was friendly and I just said to him, "Hey, by the way, how much money do you make?" I was bold that day. "How much money do you make doing this notaries?" Because he was, sitting at home. Because I did the electronic thing, right? We're able to do electronic thing here. So I get online, I pay my little $50, and I'm getting this document notarized. He's online at his house. I'm online at my house, right? And I asked him how much money does he make? He said he makes $300 to $400 a day. And I'm like,
Mm.
sitting at home?
And that's Ron. That's him doing remote online notarization.
Yes.
Oh
Yes.
yes.
And I said, okay, point taken, point taken. So, one of the things about being a notary, especially again, for my ladies who want to have children, and you're like, I don't want to put my kid in daycare, right? Or, some of us are getting to a point where our parents are aging and we're like, I want to be able to take care of my parents. And I can't necessarily go out to a job every day and things like that. To me, being a notary offers the flexibility. But as I always tell people, I don't care what industry you're in, I will continuously say this: you have to have skills and networks, right? So the skill of being a notary, the stamping itself is not the skill I'm talking about. The skill is how to set up your business in such a way where people can find you and where people can use you over and over and over again. And then the networks is like, where are you plugging yourself into so the people who use notaries all the time can find you and can use you over and over and over again. So, I'd love to talk a little bit tonight about skills and networks from your point of view. And we could take either one that you want to start with first. I'll ask you, Notary World, which one do you want to start with first, skills
We
or
can
networks? And I'll ask you questions
um
about that.
we can start with skills. We can start with that.
Okay. Do you agree with me that skills and networks being a notary is important?
Oh yes, yes. And the biggest skill with being a notary, honestly, is the network. It is that. It's hand
Is
in hand
the
because
skill of networking.
yes, exactly. Because you get one client. I know this happened to me actually today, as a matter of fact, because it happens to me all the time.
Mhm.
Someone, you know, emailed me, or I think they text me and said, "Hey, can you come and notarize this document that I have?" And I was like, "Okay." They were like, "You remember me from blah blah blah," and I was like, "Sure." So I'm thinking in my head, like, who is this person that I met? And so when I get there, I'm like, "Oh, okay." So he utilized me again, and so
Mhm.
you get the same type of customer, and then the referral part about it, because a lot of people. Here's the thing: you got to have a great personality, also. A lot of these people don't want to be bothered with stiff type of people. Like, I had a situation where this lady contacted me to do some apostilles for her son. He was going
Mhm.
to France to study abroad in Spain. I'm sorry, he was studying abroad in Spain, and she had told me, she was like, I had someone come like 2 weeks ago, but they were so stiff. She was just like, I like you. So I did it for her like 3 times, you
Uh-huh.
know, the same business. And, it was great. We created a relationship. And then someone that she knew needed something done. And so they contacted me also. So that's kind of
Mhm.
like how the chain goes, is that you got to show up for people, good personality, and then try to remain error free. Sometimes, you can do things and create an error, but make sure you correct it, and so that and take ownership of it, and people will still want your service again. So you
Yeah.
just kind of gotta just be a person that is just going to take accountability, a person that's just going to just show up and just have a great personality. 'Cause people love woman fuzzy, they love that.
They do. And so that skill is really a soft skill,
Soft
right?
skill, right?
We
That's a
talk
soft
about
skill.
Yeah, we talk about technical skills all the time. So that's the skill in the notary business of like the stamping itself. um, or the skill of you putting yourself on Google business pages or, things like that, right? But the soft skills is really where you're talking about is that skill of communication, that skill of being personable, that skill of organization skills and things like that. Those are all soft skills that are
Right.
so important. And sometimes the soft skills are more important than like the major skills. Even
Yeah.
with Black Widow Rowe, who's talking about being in cybersecurity and electrical engineering, the soft skills really for so many of us is what like pushes us over the edge, to success. So yeah.
Yeah, to even get the job, a lot of times, like what she was doing with the electrical engineering when she finishes
Mhm.
that, just the technical skills are important, but when you go into that interview, you got to warm them over with the soft skills. It
Yeah,
all
you
go
do.
hand in hand.
It
Yeah.
does. It does,
Hmm.
absolutely. So we have also talked about the networking as well. So, what the networks and the networking as well. What are
Yeah.
some of the what are some of the places you go to network? What are some of the things you do to network in order to get business?
Well, what I do, like I do go to like notary meetups. Sometimes I've done that on occasions.
Hmm.
A lot of times is that, like I was saying, that people contact me directly.
Hmm.
Some of the signing services, I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with that, but there's a signing service called Signing Order, Notary Dash, like all these companies out there that actually need notaries, and you are like an independent contractor
Hmm.
on their behalf. So I mean, honestly, this is what happens a lot of the times. Let's say, I get a call and say, hey, Notary World Renata, can you go to such and such on Wilshire Boulevard to go do this notarization? So you know that area is it's like a high end area where those people businesses are like really kind of up there. So
Hmm.
you go to these places, and then most of the time when you go there, let's say security, because they got to let you in the elevator because these places are kind of like very like high security. So I've had on situations where I get to a place, and it's like the CEO of a company, and then it's like, okay, wow. So even though I was sitting there by this company to do the notarization, sometimes what they would do, they would contact me directly. So you
Hmm.
kind of cut in on the business of the company that sent you there. So you
Right.
develop a relationship with this person, and they continue to utilize you directly. So you get pretty much all the money versus them getting a cut of it.
Right.
So
Right.
those are things that happens a lot. And I can tell you honestly, like me doing this, I think I've met like 3 or 4 billionaires off of this. And
Hmm.
one company that I went to, like a little side story, I get there, the assistant, takes me to the CEO, and he's like so like charming and just so cool. I would like to say, you would think that a billionaire is just kind of stuffy, but he wasn't. And
Hmm.
he said to me, he was like, why do you charge so little? Because he didn't know that I was there based on the company. And I was
Right.
like, little, because I'm like, I know what the company is paying me. And I'm
Uh-huh.
like, they paying me pretty good. So I'm like, how much did he, would think that somebody would pay for one notarization.
Right.
So it had me look at my price like, if they're paying me this, and then I'm like, how much are they asking you for? You know?
Mhm.
So I was like, wow, for one signature, this man is saying that. But of course, he's a billionaire. So, and I found out he was a billionaire when I left the place and I Googled the business,
Uh-huh.
and that happens to me a lot. Like I could go somewhere and I'm like, let me Google this person. And then you'll see their whole thing. And it's like, oh, it's so amazing. That's why I like LA, because you never know who you're going to meet. You never know.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then you build a relationship with the people and then they contact you and, you know, you've won them over with your personality, so yeah.
Which I love that. And the other thing I will say, as you were talking, it really just the guy who was a billionaire or going to Wilshire Boulevard and places like that. We have to dress the part, ladies. We have to look
Yes.
the part when we walk into the building. I'm not telling you to put on a three-piece suit and, and straighten your hair, and silk press and all of that. I'm not saying that. But I am saying, and I've talked about this constantly, is we need to look the part. We need to, Victoria, um, Credit Solutionist. I was trying to think of what her name is on YouTube. Credit Solutionist Victoria says that we have to be somebody that they can take in easily. I also always say, like, you people are watching you from the parking lot, from when you enter the parking lot. So, if you've got loud music on, you got to turn it down. Smile. I'm not telling you to like look, but just a nice smile and being pleasant, even in the parking lot, because you never know who's who and who's
Right.
watching. Be nice to the security guards, because you don't know. You honestly don't know. And sometimes the people that we think are lower on the totem pole, quote unquote, are the people that will have your back at the end of the day and who will really, really help you
Yep.
when you need it. So, all of these things are very important. And all of these things are soft skills in networking, that can really help us. So,
Yeah.
go
Yeah, to
ahead.
speak on what you were saying about the wardrobe aspect of it, like for example, like myself, what I do is that I have like satin collar shirts,
Mm-hmm.
and I have my logo on them, and in the back I have like the services that I do, and my 800 telephone number. So
Interesting. Okay.
yeah.
So you have a branded shirt, a custom shirt.
Right, right,
Very
exactly.
cool. Very
So I have
cool.
so I have shirts and like and there's like satin, and what I do, since I'm a girl, a female, I like pastel colors.
Mhm.
So when they see me, like, because I like to wear pink, so I have like pink, like light blue,
Mhm.
like royal purple, colors like that. So
Nice.
it kind of stands out, and I have on like cute slacks and like real cute shoes. Like I always get compliment on my shoes. So when I
Yeah.
go to these places, it's like memorable, and everybody's always staring like, "Oh my God, you look so cute!" So the wardrobe aspect of it is great, and also, sometimes I do change it up, and I do dress like very, very, casual, well, not casual, but I guess very professional.
Uh-huh. Like dress
Yeah. So
casual.
yeah. So I do agree with that, because you do want to leave a lasting impression on people, especially when you got some melanin in you. You kind of like
Mhm.
want to show out a little bit. You got to like add that spark, because I do notice like certain groups, like when I go places and I see other notaries, they don't really shine like that.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
they don't they don't have that
And
glow.
sometimes, look, and sometimes they don't have to, and life isn't fair, right?
Right,
But
right.
we want to present ourselves in such a way that we can cut through the noise and we can get paid. Because let me say this. When somebody needs to get something notarized, they're only going to get it notarized from one person, right?
Right.
Either you win the business or you lose the business. And we're not about losing business. It's just like me doing loans. The person's going to get their loan from me, or they're going to get their loan from somebody else. So I want them, as many people as possible, who I want to work with, to want to work with me. right?
Yeah.
If you're going for that job, typically they're not hiring more than one person for that job, right?
Right.
So somebody's going to get it and everybody else is going to be unfortunate. Um, so we do want to think about that as we're kind of going through
Yeah,
life.
because what it is really is that you're dealing with people's personal information, and
Hmm.
they don't want to necessarily have all their personal information, stretched out to so many
Yeah.
people. So
Yeah.
it's like, let me just deal with this one person. He has my ID.
Hmm.
This person has like my social security number, things like that. So you want to just stay focused with that one person, just in case something might happen. You can say, "Hey, that person," So that's
Hmm.
I think the ideology that some people have, like when they want to consistently just deal with that one person. And that's a great thing about being a notary, is that people have to some way trust you, because you have to document. I know in California, you have to document stuff. You have to get people's fingerprints. You have to get their signature. You have to get their ID. It's like a lot. And all that
Yeah.
stuff is stored in your book, you know. So, it's just one of those businesses where, people gotta trust you.
Hmm. They do.
Yeah.
Same thing with
Hmm.
me being a lender. Like I see
Yep.
the person's social security number, their birthday, and look, I'm licensed, so I can be thrown in jail if I mess with people's financials, right?
Right.
But I see their credit, I see what's on their credit, things like
Hmm.
that. So people are kind of opening themselves up to us, and we have to be conscious of that. Like you're saying, you have people's IDs, you see, and quite honestly, you probably see stuff that they don't want people to know about. You can't be on social
Right.
media blabbing, you know what I did, you know what I saw somebody sign today, blah, blah, blah. Like
Mm.
this is where discretion also is important as well. So, it's just like like I said, and I have it on the screen here, skills and networks can equal a six-figure notary business,
It
right?
can. Yep.
Or, it can equal a good five-figure notary business again if you just want to do it part-time.
Yep.
You're a stay-at-home mom and you just want a little bit of income in order to, you do things for yourself, right? Um, and you want the flexibility, and I'm really big
Yep.
on both of those. Or
That's
you want to do it part time, like I was
Yep.
saying before, because you're like, hey, I want to pay off this debt, I want to pay off my student loans, you know, um, I want to have monies for investing, or even on vacation or stuff like that. So yeah.
And I would also like to say, since my bachelor's degree is in political science.
Hmm.
And so, when I came out to California, I went to UCLA and got my paralegal certificate. And so, by me being a paralegal in California, and it's an ABA approved certificate,
Hmm.
I was able to become a registered LDA,
What
which
is
is
that?
a legal document assistant. And so what that is that I can prepare documents and file documents on behalf of clients, but
Okay.
I can't give legal advice. So like if let's say you want a divorce, I can do your divorce for you.
Mm.
I can do like, adoptions. I can do like, small bankruptcies,
Hmm.
pretty much anything like that also. So that's also part of my business also. And that is really where the money is also, so you can find other niches within the notary world that's not necessarily it's not necessarily like you have to be a notary to do it, but it's just
Hmm.
always good to have that, because it's a trustworthy type of thing. If people see you advertising your notary business also, then they see all the other things you do, then
Hmm.
they'll contact you based on those. So I've been getting clients that want for me to do like their bankruptcies and their divorces for them, and name changes also, like people that are part of the LGBT community. They want a
Hmm.
name change, stuff like that, expungement for records, all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, so just the document preparation world, since I'm already a notary and all this, so it just kind of like all just made sense
Very
for
cool.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love it. So why don't we wrap it up with regards to helping people know, like, if they want to become a notary, what are some of the first steps they take to do that? And
To
then I'll
become a
tell
notary?
everybody my story, which is very brief, of how I became a notary. But go ahead. Like, what are some of the things that people should know?
About being a notary, like, first of all, I think I said it in other videos, is that you have to go and look at your state guidelines. And
Hmm.
in some states, all you got to do is pay the fee, and you're a notary for the most
Hmm.
part, right? In some states, like in California, we have to go and sit in somebody's classroom for 6 hours, to learn the material and then take a test.
Hmm.
And then they'll let you know if you pass or fail within, like, I think, like, maybe 3 weeks or so.
Mm.
And then you go to the NNA and you order your stamp, you get your book, things like that. Then you have to also have, like, insurance, the error and omissions insurance, that, and you also have to have a bond.
Hmm.
So those are the steps that you would take. So in some, and also in some, in majority of these states, there's like like a fee you charge. Like, I think California has, like, the highest in the country. Like, so we charge, like, maybe like $15 a signature, but you make your money also if you're mobile. You can charge for mileage.
Driving fee. Yeah.
So yeah, for the mileage fee. I know, like, Louisiana, for example, I don't think they have a cap on anything. I think it's just like just free man or something. I don't know. I don't think that they have any, like, strict guidelines on how much they can charge.
Yeah.
But then some states you can only charge somebody, like, maybe like $7, and
Hmm.
then the mileage fee or whatever. So that's one of the great things about living in California, is that you can charge somebody one signature for whatever, like $100,
Yeah.
just to go
So
there.
I believe our state is like 12 bucks, 11 bucks
Yeah,
for a signature, something like that. So, hey,
yeah.
Jessica girl, I've been watching you on social media. I love your content. You're doing such a good job. So for me, I just started off with, I had seen previously where my community college offered the classes. So I didn't even go to the Maryland State website or anything like that. I just signed up
Hmm.
for the class at my community college. It was Saturday morning. If y'all follow my channel, I know you see a lot of stuff out there. I remembered I did a quick 5 minute live as I was driving to the notary class, letting everybody know that I was going to take the notary class. When I got in there, it was the easiest class. It was supposed to go to from 9 to 2. It went to 12:15 ish. The guy gave us the easiest final exam. I probably shouldn't put it out there like that. Then he may not want his business out there like that. He gave us the easiest final exam. And they gave me their certificate. I had to get 3 references. And they checked out my references, I guess, to make sure I was a decent human being, whatever. And then they were like, "Okay, you're approved." So yeah, so that's as far as I've gotten. I haven't gotten, like I said, the stamp or anything like that yet. But I am in the state of Maryland system because now I am getting what do you call it? The solicitations asking me,
Okay.
"Hey, if you want to buy your stamp here, if you want to do this, you want to do
Oh
that,
yeah.
the notary, blah blah blah." So I'm officially in the system somewhere.
How does it how does it work for, like, the DC area? Like, so can you do notarizations in the DC area, or no, just
So
only Maryland?
mine is just in Maryland, and when we went to class, the guy said I have to be in the state of Maryland when I'm notarizing itself, but I can notarize documents for other states. He just said I have to be in the state of Maryland when I'm physically doing the notary.
Oh, so you can, wait a minute, no. He said that you can notarize documents in other states,
Hmm.
or so you can notarize documents in California? Is that?
Hmm. Yeah. As long as I'm physically in the state of Maryland when I do the
Oh
stamp.
yeah. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Like as far as he's talking about like yeah, of course, yeah. So
Yes.
are you able to travel to the District of Columbia and notarize documents there? You can't do that, okay?
Nope.
Only
That's
you have to
across state
actually be
lines.
commissioned there.
Hmm.
Okay. It's
Yep.
separate, all right.
Yep. Yep. So it's across state lines.
I always wondered that how you guys operate in that area since you're so close to like the DC
Hmm.
area.
Yeah. I have no clue how people, if people have tri-state notaries, or I haven't looked that closely into it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So,
Yeah, but it's a cool business to be in, and the amount of people that you meet so many different types of people.
hmm.
And a lot of people don't even know they need a notary. They don't even know what a notary is until they need one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
For
how that
so
works.
many reasons that people need notaries. It could be power of attorneys,
Right.
somebody's dying, wills and estates, all the way up to
Right.
apostille. And those individuals that need the notarized not yeah, notarized documents for passports
Right.
and birth certificates and other legal documents, they're not going to be crying over paying an additional $50 for you to drive to them and do it. Like, I need this
Right.
done. And, so I'm not going to bicker with you over another $50. Like, I get here because
Right.
I need it
It's
done,
a
you know?
it's a convenience thing, you
Convenience.
know. Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. So yeah, ladies, I am a big, huge fan of Notary World, the things that she's doing, the education that she's given us. And over time, we're also just going to have more general business conversations as well. Like, how do you grow a notary business or a lending business or any kind of business that's out there? And the things that we talked about tonight are just general principles with regards to the soft skills of business and the networking as well. So, yeah. Um, any final things you want to say, Notary World, before we wrap it up?
Yeah, I would just suggest to your listeners, like, if you want to become a notary, it's a good thing to have. Like myself personally, like I'm gonna ride this thing till the wheels fall off. I'm always gonna keep my notary commission because I
Mhm.
know that if anything, in life, I can always fall back on this. I can
Yeah.
always go make some money off of this. And so if you're really serious about it, whatever state that you're in, I would just highly suggest Google your state guidelines to be a notary. Sign up to the NNA, which is the National Notary Association. Also, if you ever get a chance, if you have the money, the funds, sign up with your Chamber of Commerce because you can get a lot of business through them, which is like a business oriented organization. Set up a Google business page, Yelp, Facebook groups, what's happening in Kentucky if you're there, if, what's happening in Maryland, you can go on those type of platforms that are on social media and people will contact you. You never know who's watching you. And then even like what Sheree was saying, always look presentable.
Mhm.
Whenever you go to these places, have business cards,
Mhm.
which is really, really key. People like to say that it's outdated. No, it's not.
Nope. That
Keep a
certainly
good business card. And, and these business
if I
cards,
can say about the business card, people will give me an electronic business card. I
yeah,
forget it. I honestly do.
yeah.
It's in my phone, but I never transfer it over. I never do anything with it. When you give me a paper business card, I'm more likely to put it in my CRM. I'm more likely to contact you again, things like that. So, first of all, paper business cards are like $25, $35, right? It's not a ton of money, but it is such a good investment for you to not be cheap with getting real business cards. And the last time I got business cards, I went on Canva. I designed them, and I am not a designer, but I designed what I felt were, I wish I could show y'all one of my business cards. I designed some cute business cards. They are so, so cute. I don't have my business cards, but these are my note cards that I send to people. And you could do this right on Canva and just say ship to me. So let me see here. There we go. See, Cherie the Money Lady. So whenever somebody does business with me, or I want to send a little thank you, they get my Cherie the Money Lady. This is my these are my note cards. And I just, write my little thank you note, handwritten note, and put it in an envelope, put a little stamp on it. Those kinds of little things make a huge difference. But I wanted to mention the business cards because, like I said, there's this one girl, she gave me her electronic business card over a year ago. It's still sitting on my phone. I haven't done anything with it.
Yeah.
So, you know, but
Yeah.
go
Yeah. Yeah,
ahead.
so business cards are, and then you get enough where you can actually leave them at certain places, like like I like to go to the gym, and so I leave my business cards at the gym. I leave them at printing shops,
Mm-hmm.
coffee shops, of course. And then if you really want to take it serious, you can get up one of those magnets to put on your car,
Mm-hmm.
because when you're driving, these people see that they have your number, things like that. So you just have to, when we're talking about skills, just make sure you do have the soft skills and marketing skills,
Yeah.
and just kind of go from there. I wish everyone the best of luck if you are interested in becoming a notary. And it can be life changing, because it's all about, I'm telling you, the people that you meet. These people a lot of the times can put you in certain positions,
Mm-hmm.
um, networking, all types of like things that are, that you're probably interested in. So yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I would suggest, Sheree.
Yeah. Yeah. So with that, ladies, thank you for joining us for Money Monday. God bless you again to any of my ladies who are suffering through the ice and the snow and things like that. Know that I'm praying for you and your family. And yeah, just stay safe, stay warm, stay dry, stay paid.
There
All
you go.
right.
Stay paid.
Thanks, ladies. Take care. Bye bye. Thank you, Notary, for being here.
Okay.